Welcome to today's lecture. I am Dr. Alaa Jabbar Al-Maliki from the UUM School of Computing, and we are going to analyze digital credential fraud, a targeted threat vector specifically aimed at computing professionals. As you look to build your professional portfolios, you will likely seek out certifications in networking, cloud architecture, or security. Scammers recognize this professional drive. They have constructed a deceptive industry that harvests your money in exchange for documents that hold no value and can compromise your career reputation. This side-by-side comparison illustrates why visual design is irrelevant in technical verification. A high-resolution PDF with professional aesthetics is meaningless without back-end traceability. In the tech industry, a certificate is only valid if it functions as a prompt for a database query that returns a verified status through a secure API. To defend against these operations, we are going to apply a 10-point vulnerability assessment. This is your toolkit for analyzing digital credentials before any financial transaction takes place. This workflow diagram shows our first check, the verification void. A legitimate certificate functions as a secure entry point into an authentication protocol. Scanning the QR code or querying a credential ID initiates a ping to the issuer's official domain to confirm the record exists. Scammers, lacking this infrastructure, build a closed loop. They provide static images or route links to typo-squatted domains designed to mimic a legitimate verification page. We then use open-source intelligence to investigate the organization, use a whois query to check the domain registration, and verify the physical address to see if it's a legitimate office. Map their alumni on professional networks. If the profiles were all created recently and lack meaningful professional connections, you are looking at a manufactured network of bots. This comparison table distinguishes between academic accreditation and industry recognition. Scammers often invent fictional accrediting bodies with professional-sounding names to bypass scrutiny. Furthermore, analyze the certificate for errors in the facade. Misspelled words or low-resolution logos are clear indicators that the issuer lacks a formal quality assurance process. Fraudulent issuers rely on the social engineering of official names and logos. By prioritizing technical verification and third-party OSINT validation, you neutralize those psychological tactics. Scammers also manipulate the educational experience. They bypass logical evaluation by using manufactured urgency, like countdown timers, and vague syllabi that promise success without outlining the curriculum. They often flood review platforms with bot-generated praise to hide reports from actual academics. This distribution curve graph maps the standard market rates for IT certifications. To identify potential fraud, look for extreme price outliers. The red zones on this graph highlight common scam profiles, ridiculously cheap bundles that offer no professional value, or extremely expensive coaching programs that use high prices to create a false perception of exclusivity. Consider the payment protocol. Legitimate businesses use secure, reversible HTTPS gateways. Scammers push for untraceable methods like cryptocurrency, wire transfers, or gift cards because those transactions cannot be reversed once the fraud is discovered. Perform an active recall exercise on this simulated scam site. Notice the lack of HTTPS in the browser bar, the manipulative countdown timer, and a certificate that completely lacks a unique primary key or ID for database lookup. These indicators confirm a fraudulent environment. If you have already been targeted, you must shift to an incident response mindset. In cybersecurity, we assume a breach can occur. The priority is now containment and recovery. Step 1 is to cease communication and archive all digital artifacts. Stop responding to the issuer immediately. Collect all emails, chat transcripts, and payment receipts. This documentation is essential for the evidence chain required for the next steps. This risk matrix shows how your payment method dictates your recovery probability. If you used a credit card, you are in the high probability green zone. If you used a debit card, your bank's reporting window is extremely tight. If the transaction was completed via cryptocurrency or gift cards, the probability of recovery is near zero due to the nature of the protocol. Finally, report the incident to build threat intelligence for authorities like the FTC. You must also harden your personal security. If you used a password on the scam site that you use elsewhere, rotate it immediately and run a malware scan to ensure no malicious software was installed during your interaction with their platform. Scan this QR code to download the 10-point checklist. Use this document as your standard operating procedure before enrolling in any professional development program. Your value as a computing professional lies in your ability to verify data. Apply that same scrutiny to your credentials. Ensure there is a verifiable trail for every achievement you claim. Class dismissed.